Battle Through the Heavens, Grand World. Chapter 170. On the Doqi continent, the ancestor of the Shao clan, Shao Tiankang. Shao Tianyi. Upon hearing the Grand Elder's words, Shao Yan was slightly taken aback. He took a closer look at the Golden Emperor Phoenix heavenly flame, and a layer of crimson gold flames gradually appeared in his eyes, allowing him to see it even more clearly. The surface of the purple jade seemed to be wrapped in fluorescent light, isolating the flames within the Golden Emperor Phoenix heavenly flame's fire source. On the outside, the fluorescent light wrapped around the surrounding flames, causing them to slowly pulsate. It was as if the Golden Emperor Phoenix heaven flame was using the Emperor fire source to nourish this spirit stone. Looking at this spirit stone, a name that had been unfamiliar to Shao Yan for a long time suddenly appeared in his mind. Sun Wukong. Thinking of this, Shao Yan could not help but laugh. However, he still looked at this spirit stone seriously. He had experienced many things in the lower realm, so he was not surprised that there were signs of life in a stone. He frowned and asked curiously, since there are signs of life in it, when can this Shao Tianyi come out? The Great Elder said with a bitter smile. How can we know something that even the old ancestor doesn't know? Now that this spirit stone has completely entered the interior of the Golden Emperor Phoenix heavenly flame, even if we want to discard it, we can't bear to part with the monarch flame. We can only let him stay inside and talk about it in the future. Shao Yan nodded his head. After that, he couldn't help but admire the old ancestor of Shao clan in his heart. It wasn't certain whether the thing inside the stone was a human or not, but it had actually given him a human name. However, if that Shao Tianyi really jumped out from the rock, his strength wouldn't be low. Perhaps, he would become a trump card of Shao clan in the future. With a wave of his hand, the image of the Golden Emperor Phoenix heavenly flame in front of the two disappeared. The Great Elder then shifted his gaze to Shao Yan. He spoke slowly. Do you know why the old ancestor gave that spirit stone to Shao Tianyi? Without waiting for Shao Yan's answer, the Great Elder muttered to himself. That's because when the old ancestor was still alive, he used a single word to name his descendants. When the old ancestor picked up the spirit stone, the Shao clan was established not long ago. Before the old ancestor disappeared, tens of thousands of years had passed. Because the old ancestor loved that spirit stone, he placed the words he took for his 3 sons on the spirit stone. The 3 sons of the old ancestor are all extremely talented. They had all reached the level of the supreme saint. It was also at this moment that the Shao clan has reached its peak. What they will encounter next. It was the Great War millions of years ago that you knew about. At that time, the old ancestor had already disappeared, although the Shao clan's strength had reached its peak. But that war was too tragic. The ancient soul demon was in chaos. The Nether Domain's domain lord had brought his wife and son to lead the army of Nether Domain to sweep across all the domains. There was also the chaos of the beast race in the spirit domain, as well as the fall of the barbarian god. The 10 great barbarian generals under his command were vying for power, causing the entire great world to be filled with a foul atmosphere. The flames of war are flying everywhere. Even someone as strong as the Shao clan can only seek survival in the crevice. After that, the 2 mighty beings of the battle domain fought a life and death battle. After opening the passageway to the fighting key continent, the clan immediately realized that this was a good opportunity. In fact, there were fighting monarchs that had ascended in the lower realm long ago. However, the Shao clan didn't have any branches below, and they didn't have a specific source of fighting monarchs. He had accidentally recruited a fighting monarch of lower realm. Its innate talent had once shocked all 3 seniors. Shao Yan listened with a solemn expression, and his heart began to stir. The Great Elder pondered for a moment, then said, and so. The 3 seniors discussed for a while, because that spatial zone could only be passed by souls above the heavenly sovereign. The Shao clan didn't dare to take the risk, and they decided to directly throw themselves into the saint soul body. The stronger the soul body was, the greater the fighting monarch's potential would be in the future. Therefore, among the 3 seniors, the most talented one was the 2nd son of the old ancestor. Senior Shao Tiankang, who had almost reached the peak of the saint realm, was willing to give up his physical body and the strength that he had painstakingly cultivated. For the sake of the Shao clan, he had resolutely entered the lower realm with his soul body. Shao Tiankang. Hearing this domineering name, Shao Yan's heart skipped a beat. This should be his true ancestor, the Shao clan who created the Fighting Key continent. His blood should be flowing in his body. Without paying attention to Xiaoyan's expression, the Great Elder said in a deep voice, 30 years later. A young man came to the Shao clan in the Great World. He was the student of Senior Shao Tiankang. After Senior came to the Fighting Key continent, he was given birth to a disciple who was on the verge of death. He had always been concerned about the safety of the Shao clan in the Great World, so he had been cultivating with all his might. In just over 20 years, he had already reached the level of Fighting Monarch. In order to provide the source of Fighting Monarch for the Shao clan in the Great World, Senior had created the Shao clan in Fighting Key continent, and had left behind a few heirs. He told him about the Great World. After that, Senior and his descendants came to the Great World in an endless stream, saving the Shao clan from disaster many times. Finally, the war calmed down. Senior had also reached a height that he hadn't reached in his previous life. Regrettably, he failed at the last moment. The Great Elder sighed deeply. His tone was filled with regret. Xiaoyan's expression darkened when he heard this, but he quickly recovered. Although Senior Shao Tiankang was a genius, even if he succeeded in reaching that height, a million years had already passed. No matter how powerful the expert was, he could only die. I think you should know that some people from the Shao clan of the Great World are extremely averse to the people of Fighting Key continent. Do you know why? The Great Elder suddenly paused and looked at Xiaoyan with a smile that wasn't a smile. Xiaoyan's heart skipped a beat, then he shook his head with an expressionless face. The Great Elder casually walked into the ancient palace and said in a deep voice, Fighting Monarch of Lower Realm. Although his talent was extraordinary, his future achievements were limitless. However, when it breaks through to the Monarch Emperor from the Emperor realm, it will have to suffer the pain of the heart flame burning. In the future, every time he advanced to a higher level, the heart flame burning he would experience would become stronger and stronger. In the Shao clan before this, many of the Fighting Monarch of lower realms couldn't bear the pain of breaking through to the Monarch Emperor. He would be turned into ashes, and his body would disappear along with his Tao. Even someone as amazing as Senior Shao Tiankang died when he broke through to the Saint Realm from the Heavenly Sovereign. And almost died, and it got painful. It was not something that an ordinary person could think of, although the benefits were great. However, the pain was even greater. Furthermore, after breaking through to the Monarch Emperor, the amount of resources needed to break through to the next realm was increasing. In order to break through to the Emperor cultivation, the resources needed could be used to feed an ordinary medium-sized sect. Even if the Shao clan used all of their family's strength back then. As for the other Fighting Monarch of lower realms, besides those who died during the advancement, only 2 of them have reached the Heavenly Sovereign. After saying that, the Great Elder gave Xiaoyan a meaningful look. He then said in a low voice, the heart flame burning will most likely die, but for the Shao clan, ordinary Monarch Emperor warriors, or even Emperor cultivation level warriors, are not needed. Therefore, in the 20,000 years that the Fighting Key continent has not had a Fighting Monarch to break through to the next realm, most of the people in the family suggested that the Shao clan in Fighting Key continent and Shao clan in the Great World should break off their relationship. This time, I'm here to meet you because I'm against all objections. So that's how it is. They may all think that I'm a dying man, but that's good too. I, Xiaoyan, have fought for every bit of my strength. I don't expect others to reward me, nor do I need it. Whether it was in Fighting Key continent or in the Great World. Since the Shao clan of the Great World wants to get rid of our relationship, I can't wait to do so. Furthermore, old ancestor Shao Tiankang has already gone to the west. In that Fighting Key continent, it can be said that he has no connection with the Shao clan in the Great World. Xiaoyan said with a cold smile on his face. He didn't care that he was facing the Great Elder of the Shao clan. A surge of hot blood burst out from his chest and he said word by word. The stubbornness in his words made the Great Elder raise his brows. Chapter end. Hi guys, please like, comment, share, and subscribe.